Right. Good morning. So weird. Wow. That sucked. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, what's up? And so, yesterday I did a video. I'm like, welcome to the jungle. And that's what it is. It is a jungle. Everything you see here, do here, feel here, it is a jungle. So, with that in mind, we are going to find some stocks, options, and maybe even some futures to trade today. Uh-oh. With that being said, what's up with this? Oh, I gotta move it over this way. With that being said, I want it over here. Come on. Gotta find a desktop for it. Alright, with that being said, I am Darkpool Algo, and thanks for joining me this morning. Today we are going to use the Smart Money Darkpool and block trade algorithm software. It's provided by those traders over at FlowTrade. And we're going to find some stocks that are going to have a greater than expected move. Preferably to the upside. But if they want to go down, let them burn. We'll figure it out. I'll go over some news here in a minute. I've got a pretty short list of ones I want to watch. If you have any requests, make sure you get them to me now. Make sure I got in there. I knew I was forgetting one. And let me just make my list. I'll just throw it over here. Over here. What do you think about that NVIDIA split? Right? So I wanted to go over. Oh, by the way, the Bezos is going out into space today. So Amazon's going to rip face, looking to check out space for some sympathy. Possibly sympathy plays on space. That's crazy. So with that being said, let's just jump right into it. Real quick, people don't know about the FlowTrade system. Once it loads up, I'll show you. It is a smart money block, or smart money. We track smart money dark pool block trades. It's the only real predictive leading indicator out there. What I mean by that is that it shows what the market makers are doing as they're doing it. This is typically before price action reacts to it. So market makers are making moves before we see it. So we're very reactionary, where they're very very actionary. They take a lot of action on things. Okay. So I wanted to drop this guy back over here. And let's check out some futures, shall we? All right, let's look at ES real quick. So, looks like ES decided to chop around all night. That's awesome. Currently below the 15 mid. Look for it to come back, test this VWAP below that for 4264. It is maintaining an uptrend, and it's at the bottom of the trend now, so this might be a good opportunity to possibly pick up an ES contract or so. Alright, we got a little bit more range that we can come down to. It looks like this giant bull flag forming, so ES should be interesting to watch today. Oh, I figured out some issues I was having with trading. So I went on vacation, I came back, I was over trading too much. Yeah, we don't like over trading. It has a tendency to ruin some accounts. So all right, let's let this get loaded up here. In the meantime, Chewy, nice massive move yesterday. It's at the 4-hour Cutler channel top. It will either break through 83.50 and continue its uptrend up to sorry, people are texting me. See how it came down and tested that demand zone that I'd mentioned yesterday right here. Let me just pop this up. Wrong one. Wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. Let's see if this is loaded up yet. All right, so that's loaded. Just real quick on Chewy. I kind of pinned this a while ago. This is a giant demand zone that it's just tip-tap tipping in right now. We broke up out of that, formed a doji yesterday. So this is a potential reversal. I anticipate Chewy to break through the 4-hour Keltner channel top and continue its move to the upside, right? 82.30 pre-market. You know, we've got some room to move up to 87, or yeah, let's just call it 87. So this move here is going to be another little demand zone move, supply zone move. So from 82.30 to 87 on Chewy, I believe we can get through a little momentum. We can get through this 4-hour Keltner channel top and go ahead and move up to the monthly mid, which is the daily top, right? So 87.50 is my target for Chewy, right? Chewy 87.5. We'll look into those. All right. TDOC, MRO, and so we want to look at Teladoc. We found that there is a rotation out of tech into beer bug stocks. I shared a link if you'd like. I can share it again on my beer bug list. These are all stocks that did really well this time last year when there was coronavirus concerns. So I've got that list, and let's see, SGMS, never heard of that one, and Disney. Wow, look at that. That's nice. Nice, I say, son, nice. Come on, get over here. All right, get some more stuff loaded up here. TDOC, nice, strong, bullish divergence, right? Price action is currently trading at a dark pool level 151.16. Looks like there's a little bit overhead resistance that may have broken through yesterday, but this is a nice stock here. Let me just draw some lines up here for us so that we can all see what's going on, because we all are here to learn and do better, right? This is nice uptrend. Bullish divergence occurred here yesterday. We've got, these are all we're stacking our factors. We're stacking our chips. All right, so block trade yesterday, 151.16. Prior dark, these are dark pool trades, by the way. Prior dark pool at 147.06. We have that bullish divergence on TDOC. I like that one. TDOC. All right. Nice little double bottom. We've got some little uptrend support, right? Previous lows. All right, we'll just call this uptrend support. Looks like there's kind of a falling wedge. I don't know if I want to take it from back here, but it looks like it's right. You can see that little wedge that it's in. All right, so this is what we're going on with TDOC. Currently trading barely above the 50 SMA, but below the 21 EMA. Right? We've got a 2-day, 3-day squeeze. 3 days going to fire to the long side. Below VWAP, above our MACD for the weekly is up and positive. The rest of our MACDs are just a mixed bag. With the 15-minute, getting ready to curl up and around again. Sorry, I had to look at something else. Good volume coming in. A little bit of a slingshot squeeze taking place. Our primaries are starting to line up. Looks like we got... I'll let that data load. here. Nice reversal bounce off of that uptrend support. This is a squeeze slingshot reversal pattern. Waiting for that MACD to cross over. This could be a potential run into earnings, which are coming up next week. So anytime I see earnings within a week or so, I always just like to slap on a timeline. Look for potential target just off of, you know, the way things roll. 164 potential, or 165. What is this? Yeah, 164. So I'm looking to target this overhead resistance by earnings, which is the falling 200 SMA as well. Okay, so looking at TDOC on FlowTrade, this purple line is the algorithm, and anytime the algo and price action are separated, it can be considered divergence, right? So going back and looking at previous divergences, right, where price is one area, price is heading up, the algo is heading down, that creates divergence. This divergence would go from here to here, right? And this would be considered bearish divergence. So price is up and the algo is down, so prices naturally has to come back down to meet with the algorithm, right? So most of these divergences have played out. The one I'm looking at is this one here, right? If I were to zoom in, you can see it's trading with price action, right? But it's net buying, right? So it can be a little deceiving and a little hard to get used to. But what I see is algo trading with price action. A lot of net buying came in, which is pulling price action up with it. This algo has not curled around, so there's no indication that the buying has stopped. Let's check it out on the 1 minute. See how it's trading with price action. I get zoomed in here a little bit. Right, it's leading price action. 151.16. Yeah, that's the dark pool level here. So I like, it's a kind of a W pattern here. I like that it broke above the block trade level. Now it's using it as support. These are all, you know, price action indicators, right? No, I got the bullish divergence from from the algo. So looking at SGMS underneath here, let me just finish up on TDOC and then I'll go into SGMS and maybe that'll help clear some things up. TDOC, all right, nice bounce off of trend line support. Seeing where it's at with the algos, or excuse me, where it's at with the Keltner channels. So one thing I'm a little concerned about is we broke through the daily bottom, right? We came up, typically price will react at the top, so they're bottom of the Keltner channels. Now, we're real close to hitting the top of the 4 hour, so either momentum pushes us up and through this 154 area, 154.38, up into the daily mid. So see how it interacted, price action interacted with this white line, which is the 4 hour mid. So it went up, interacted, right? Momentum kept it going through. We're looking for the same type of thing to happen here. So from this 153.50 to 154.50, that dollar is going to tell a lot. If we can close above 155, really, I would play it to 160, right? 1 hour, 15, 5-minute breached. We don't have any squeezes to really help us get through that. So we may reject off of this level, come back and test the daily top at 150 before the next move up. So we got to keep an eye on it. The divergence had just started, so it really hasn't gained a lot of momentum yet. But it's a good stock to put on watch, especially with earnings coming up. It looks like it's getting a little momentum behind it. The squeeze, you know, the histogram's starting to curl around and up and over. It's a good looking one. I may be a little early on it. I want to see what it does at this 50. If it rejects and we continue selling off, then we know the direction, right? If it breaks through and we continue to the upside after, 155 is that level, right? There's that 155 level, which is a 21. We get through that, like I said, we can play it up to 160, 165. Let me just check out the options. Yeah, 160s, it's dirt cheap. So their market makers are betting on the rejection at 155, which is this 21 EMA. They're betting on rejection there. Hopefully some squeezes can come through and like help us out. All right. The other one I wanted to look at for you was SGMS. SGMS has got that bullish divergence. So if I zoom in on this is a better example. If I zoom in, you can see that the 19th, the algo kept buying while price action kept selling. And while this looks very exaggerated, the y-axis isn't anchored to anything. So this is good. This is a good bullish divergence. Let me see what it's doing on T-Doc. Break of 155. Play to 165 for earnings. And all right, SGMS. I've got a market maker move study. Let me throw that on here real quick. SGMS looks like it's falling, and that's concerning to me. Come on. Maybe it didn't take. I'll have to figure out what's going on with that, why it's not working. But I've got a market maker move that shows what the anticipated move is, the high and the low. So it's nice to be able to see, I can't target something that's, 3 times the market maker expected move. Those guys know what's going on. They make their money off of this. Okay, so do we have a dividend day coming up for earnings? All right, so earnings this week, I'm going to hold off on this until closer to the date before earnings, right? And then possibly play the earnings play. I've got a strategy for that. So hit me up tomorrow if you don't do anything today on this stock. It looks like it's just falling for me, right? We've got some support at 56, right? We're currently trading at previous high. All right, so if we draw a line here, right, we're currently trading there. I don't know if it's going to reverse off of that or if it's going to continue and have to come back down and test. All right, test one of these levels here. I mean, those are 2 significant levels on its way down to the 200 SMA. But with that divergence, monthly Keltner channels breached. We don't really have any squeezes to help us out. Good beta, good Bollinger Bands. Moves about $3 a day below VWAP and breached the daily to the downside. Our MACDs on our primaries, so the 4-hour, the daily, and the weekly are all turned down. So those are super heavy, right? Those are the big boys pushing down, where the 2 minute, the 5, 15, the hourly are trying to push up. So there's a tug of war happening. I'll always err to the larger side, so the daily and the weekly, right? That has a lot more weight. It may come back down and test, 56 area. I'd hate to see it come down to 50, but that would be a 2-day move down to the 200, which it hasn't done in a long time. Yeah, just fading, rolling. So this is a nice rolling recovery down right off the 200 SMA on the 4-hour, reverted. We're struggling with previous high at this $60 level. If we can break 60 and continue up, look for a pullback to possibly the 21 EMA or this doji level here. Right, this was a lot of indecision on the way up. So that $64 level. So as the moving averages are coming down and prices coming up, right, a nice little confluence spot, especially with earnings coming up, is right. I would focus on maybe this level here. I'm going to throw some fibs on it real quick and see what Fibonacci has to say about it. Just trying to find the confluence. And typically you'll find some. And yeah, I'd kind of cheat the fib levels, but I'd rather get things lined up to where they actually interacted than where they should have interacted. And this level right here looks pretty... might have to do this off the daily. This is what I mean by it's under the 200, under the 4 hour, under the daily. It's underneath a lot of these key support areas with the 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minute squeeze. Getting ready to fire. Might be an early reversal, but with earnings coming up, if it moves, it's got room to move. Like I said, that $64 level, right? But it's got to get this through this 200, and it's just been beat down. Like, I feel bad for this stock. I'm not trying to catch it, right? Just give it a minute or two. Fib levels from the daily. I said Fibonacci levels from the daily. And see how I'm fudging it a little bit, but these fib levels are more close to where it actually price action interacted with it. So it might not be the correct rated one to run fibs, but who knows if this wick is really supposed to be that high up, right? Let's just do this. See if I can get this line up a little better. Yeah. I like that one better. All right, so looking at this fib level, we retraced down into the 32 area, right? We're currently at the 50% retracement, looking to retrace back up to the 618 at that $65 price level. Like I said, I'm going to play this for earnings possibly, so hold here, 65, call, break of this, and we go down to 55 maybe. Okay, but I'm going to play that for earnings. I've got a whole strategy. Hit me up tomorrow and I'll show you what I'm talking about, okay? Flow. All right. MRO. Let me check out MRO real quick. MRO, from an algorithm perspective, is just been kind of chopping back and forth. I like that my primary MACDs are all super heavy. We ran into some block trade resistance at 1117. The algo is consolidating. We do have a gap to fill from 1150 to 12-ish area. However, it doesn't look as if that we're able to get past up and above 1117. If I were to zoom this in, right, you see the algo is just trading with price action, right? Just trading right in there with it. Let me bring it down on the 1 minute. The MACDs for MRO, right? My monthly, weekly, 3-day are all negative and just down, like straight down, right? The 2 minute, the 5 minute are also down. The 15 is about to curl over to the downside. The only one that's really up is the hourly and the 3-day, or maybe the weekly. But this is just chop back and forth. Market manipulation happening between, within 3 cents. I would look for a rejection of 11.17 to the downside, giving it. Yeah, so I would look for the rejection of this for continued move to the downside, just based on what. Oh, there's my market maker range. It did show up, right? So we gapped down, we dojied, we're right in the middle of the range, so we can either fade down to 1063, right, which is previous lows, coming in from over here. These guys right here, right? Or we come up and test previous highs, which is, this guy in here somewhere, this little doji. I don't like grabbing it in the middle, but it is valid. All right, so that's our range according to the market makers. Earnings coming up in a couple weeks. This is a trend reversal. This is I call it the Kingslayer candle, where it looks like a sword. Trend coming down, sword stabs it, reverses. Same with trend going up, stabs it, reverses. So keep that in mind. Possible reversal, good beta, horrible VWAP, horrible MACD, right? It's just super heavy. Nice little bounce off of the 15 bottom. We got to get through a lot of congestion. So for me, I would play this 1250 up. This is an oil stock. Oil stocks had a bad day yesterday. They may continue to sell off. So MRO put, target. Depends on how it interacts right here at 1150. If it rejects 1150, then yeah, I would take it down. If it gets above this, then it's a trend reversal, and look to take it maybe up to 1251. All right. Your watch list for today: Rad, Zoom, Docu, Invax, IBM. Why'd you choose IBM? Oh, Disney's trading with price action to the downside. I don't see any clear defined divergence, so it's Disney's just trading with the algorithm, but the algo is not selling. So IBM, interesting. Okay, let's check this out. What your watch list is: Rad, Zoom, DocuSign, good one. Invax, I don't really play those. Invax, the algo is trading with price action. From a technical standpoint, this could be a pullback for the next move to the upside, or it can begin the top of a head and shoulder, so careful with Invax. DocuSign, trading with price action, no clear divergence, same deal, pullback and rip, or head and shoulder forming. Rad, Rite Aid, looks like a little bit of a reversal. The algo's pointed up, trading with price action, no block trades to get in its way, so all price action on the way up. Look at those watch the key levels. All right, 1450, 15, 1550 on the way back up. Zoom, this is a good example of, let me just show you how divergences play out, and it's very deceiving, right? You would think that this is bullish, and it very well may be, as long as we turn around at this point to continue to the upside. But price had diverged at this level here. So we diverged here, which is this level here. So while price is going up and price action is selling off, you know that price has got to come back to where the divergence is played out, right? So look for the algo to curl around and turn back around to the upside. If it does, Zoom could go long. If the algo breaks this level and starts selling off, look for a rejection of this previous high back down to the downside. So Zoom's an interesting position. I don't necessarily like Zoom as much as I used to. It's at the daily bottom, which is good. Breached the 4-hour top to the downside. Doesn't have a whole lot of squeezes coming in to help it, right? Nvidia, right. Okay, so I want to run through these stocks real quick on the algo. If I see divergence on them, I'm going to go ahead and throw them up on the chart and we'll take a look at it, okay? Other than that, all right, so let me just get my chart set up here. Get the algo set up. Come on, you can do it. All right, starting at the top, I want to look at STMP, Kroger, IWM, FSLY. I don't know what happened with stamps, but yeah, that's almost impossible to look at. So we're gonna keep STMP off of my list. Kroger, I like that the algo is kind of reversed. If Kroger can hold 41, it can continue to the upside. All right, the algo is trading with price action. Got a ton of block trades as a base, but I would play Kroger as a trend momentum play. IWM, I like this algo reversal here. Look at the crap ton of block trades in the last 9 days. All of them have been dark pool. So all this blue that you see in this lower left corner, those are dark pool trades in the last 9 days. Let me just go ahead and last 5 days, look at the ton of dark pool levels, right? 210 to 219 every 30 or 40 cents. So this is what's keeping IWM down, is that it's consistently being manipulated. All right, with the algo pointed straight up, I would look for a reversal. It's forming a potential Wu-Tang pattern reversal. If you guys don't know what that is, let me just show you what the Wu-Tang pattern looks like as a reversal. It's basically a Dow 1, 2, 3 reversal, with it being, one down, right, two, right, and then obviously the next logical move is that massive explosion to the upside, forms a W. I call it the Wu-Tang pattern reversal. I like it. You can't make me change my mind. I'm not doing it. FSLY, again, kind of just trading with price action. No clear significant divergence, so I'm not super happy about it. Chegg, QQQ, SPCE, Upstart. Okay. Chegg, trading with price action. We got a sol block trade at 82. So this is all just price action. Not super thrilled with the chart. QQQ, same thing as IWM. Massive block dark pool manipulation happening. Looks like we based off of this 352.60. All right, if I use a white line, that means that there's a regular and a dark pool level so close to each other that I can't segment them out. So we got a combo level here, combo levels here, right? And then we get into some combo levels up here, right? I would need IWM to break, or excuse me, QQQ to break above that gap down to try to come back up and fill the gap. However, the algo is net selling for the last couple days. So while QQQ is chopping and consolidating in a range from 350 352 to 355. It's almost at the top end of that range. A break and close above 355, then we come up and test 357. Contrarian. If we can't get through 355, we're going to come back down to 352. If we get below the 352 level, then we're going to continue to sell off. And that's QQQ. Yes, FlowTrade does help when looking at SPY and QQQ. What we'll do routinely is we'll throw up the 1 minute chart and then play the daily action, because we've got some cool stuff built into the 1 minute charts, right? We've got orb breakout, we've got some pretty solid fib levels. So this was yesterday. So what we'll do is we'll look for divergences and just know how the algo works. So on the SPY chart, I'm going to use white again. No, I'm going to use green. All right, so on SPY, yesterday we were watching it and it was selling off and it popped up and we noticed that it was trading with price action, right? And then we saw, hey, the algo's net buying, SPY is selling off. So let's look for a level that we can get long on it, knowing that it's at a negative 1618. It's at a negative 1618, right? It's holding that level, right? As soon as we know that the divergence has to play out, right? So if the algo is net buying, right, and there's a divergence that occurred, this divergence has to play out. It has to bring price action back up with it. So if we had gotten in anywhere in here, or just basically anywhere in this 1618, negative 1618, we would have went from 423 to 425. That's a $2 move in SPY, right? You want to see something cool? Check this shit out. Watch this. This is yesterday's replay. Watch the algo. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Watch the algo. All right, we're just trading with it. There's that divergence, right? Oh, look, we could have got in there. Knowing that the algo is net buying, it kind of helps to see this in real time. No, the algo is net buying. Could have got in on that pullback there. We know that it's got to come back up to this, this 425 level at some point. We got in at 423. We could have played the move at the end of the day from 423 up to 424 or wherever it's at now, right? That's the strength and the power of the algo. Like I show you guys some very basic stuff on the stream or whatnot, but once you become a member of FlowTrade, you get you could just play that. You can sit here and watch your stock play all day. Let's look at QQQ yesterday. Let me see. Let's see what it did. And I'm going to go a little faster. Moving this one a little fast, right? So chop, right? A little bit of bullish divergence right here, right? It's got to come back up and meet it. Let me see if I can pause. Right, so knowing that... Ah, crap. Sorry, I messed that up. Knowing that at this point, right, knowing at this point here that the algo was still buying, we would have looked for any sort of a bottom to buy to where the, right. So this is the initial divergence. This is a secondary divergence that occurred here, right? So we know that if we get in, the price action has to come back up and play out that divergence. So if we got in at what, 352, we knew that 354 was coming because it had to take care of this level here, right? This divergence here got played out here. Oh. All right, got played out here. So knowing that we've got some levels that the price action has to get in, we get in at the bottom, and when we play the reversion back up, it's contrarian, same difference, inverted though. Okay. If you guys are more interested in FlowTrade, there's a couple specials going on. I can hook you guys up with a pretty significant discount off of a yearly purchase. Let me know in the comments. I can reach out to you. They're also beginning to start offering the pro traders in there, the developers of it are, or the trading, the owners, the pro traders, the develop, the system developers, right? Not the stock traders. They're not programmers, but they're starting to offer some private coaching. I can hook you up with a discount on that as well. So if any of that is of interest to you, just let me know. Reach out to me. Let me know. I'll reach back out to you. I try to, help everybody out. So with that being said, I don't know if I'm really super thrilled on any of these stocks this morning. Fubo, super heavy at daily mid. It's either going to break above 26 to go to 27.50, or it's going to reject and bounce off of 25.60 on its way back down. Overstock. Here, Overstock is interesting, right? It's above the 200, above the 4 hour, above the daily bottom, right? So from the bottom to the top is what we play. So I may play it from 82 to 85 or 90. That could be an interesting play. It wants to get back up to 95, right? But it definitely could go from 90. So a nice little bounce off the 382, right? A little bounce off of this level, right? We came up. We're probably going to test the 50% at the open. What I'd like to see it do is reject off of the 50%, come back down, bounce off of the 4 hour 200 SMA, 4 hour daily, or 4 hour Kelt, daily bottom Kelt, 200 SMA, all of our other stack moving averages, and continue up to test out this level, right? And then ultimately come up and tip tap that level. So what I'll do is I'm going to keep an eye on this, check in. I'll do a video at the end of the day. Video. I'll just write this down. Video. I'm going to add Overstock into it, and we're going to see. I'll leave those levels there, and we'll see how shit interacts with it during the day. If it hits those levels, your boy's a genius. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, share it with your friends, get the news out, get the word out, right? I got to run. Thanks for joining me. Stay safe, stay green. Hit me up in the comments section below if you have any questions. And